So hello friends, hope you all doing well. So today in this video we'll discuss about the synapse. So the word synapse, it came from the Greek word synapsis. The we'll discuss about the synapse. So this word synapse came from the word synapsis. Synapsis, which means this is the that is a Greek combination which was introduced in 1897, which was introduced in 1897 by the English neurophysiologist whose name was Charles Sherrington. Okay, actually Sherrington struggled to find a good term that emphasized a union between two separate elements, and the actual term synapse was suggested by the English classical scholar author Olger Wierel. Okay, Olger Wierel. Okay, so the junction between the two neuron is called synapse. So this is the picture of a synapse, and the what is synapse? Synapse is the junction between the two neuron, and synapse is formed by the pre and post synaptic pre and post synaptic neuron. Anatomically, the presynaptic neuron is the neuron before the synapse, and this neuron is delivering the message across the synapse to the postsynaptic neuron, and the postsynaptic neuron is the receiver of the uh, presynaptic neuron, and the postsynaptic neuron is the receiver of the neurotransmitter message. The space between the pre and post synaptic neuron is called the synapse. The space between the pre and post synaptic neuron, that is presynaptic neuron and post synaptic neuron, and the space pre presynaptic neuron and post synaptic neuron, and the space between these two is called synapse. Okay, so you have learned what is synapse. So today let's talk about this synapse. Okay, this is the structure of a synapse. This is the structure of a synapse. This is the structure of a synapse. Okay, and this is pre-terminal axon. This part is called pre-terminal axon. Okay, it's called this part is called pre-terminal axon, and this is microtubules. These are microtubules. These are microtubules. These are synaptic vesicle. Okay, synaptic vesicles. Synaptic vesicles, CLES vesicles. VESICLES. Okay, vesicles. This membrane is called presynaptic membrane. This is neurofilament. And this is, you all know that, the energy house of any cell, that is mitochondria. And this is synaptic cleft. This is synaptic cleft. And this part is called synaptic membrane. And this part is called synaptic membrane. So these are the structure of the synapse. So let's talk about the functions of a functions. Okay, let's talk about the function of a synapse. So the main function of synapse is synaptic transmission. Synaptic transmission. So the main function of the synaptic is to transmit the impulse. So it's transmit the impulse, either the action potential from one neuron to another neuron. Now we'll talk about the properties of synapse. So main properties of synapse. So let's talk about the properties of synapse. Okay, so number one, that is one-way conduction. So one-way conduction, according to the Ball-Magendie law, the impulses are transmitted only in one direction. Okay, in synapse, the impulses are transmit only in one direction, that is from presynaptic neuron to the postsynaptic neuron. So that is the number one properties of synapse, that is one-way conduction. And number two is the synaptic delay. So number two is synaptic delay. During the transmission of impulses via the synapse, there is a little delay in transmission. So there is a little delay in transmission. This is called the synaptic delay. And this may be caused due to time taken for the number one, release of neurotransmitter, and number two, movement of neurotransmitter from axon terminal to the postsynaptic membrane, and number three, that is action of neurotransmitter to open the ionic channels in postsynaptic membrane. Okay, so that is the number two properties, number two of the synapse. And number three is fatigue. Okay, number three is fatigue. The fatigue at synapse is due to depletion of neurotransmitter substance like acetylcholine. Okay, so that is the number 3 characteristics. So number 4 is summation. Summation, when many membrane of presynaptic excitatory terminals are stimulated stimulously, or when single presynaptic terminal is stimulated repeatedly, there is a summation. Okay, and there is progressive increase in excitatory postsynaptic potential. It is of two types. Okay, number 1 is spatial summation, and temporal summation. And yes, and number B is temporal summation. And this summation, it occurs when many presynaptic terminals are stimulated stimulously, and this occurs when one presynaptic terminal is stimulated repeatedly. Here here many presynaptic terminals act, and here one presynaptic terminal acts. Okay, and number 5 is, and the last 5 is electrical property. Okay, the electrical properties of synapse are excitatory and inhibitory postsynaptic potential. So these are the properties of synapse.